Hello everyone, Beaches a 32 back with another deck review. This is the history of the Titanic luxury ocean liner playing cards from Barclay Mountain, designed by Robert Tomlinson. It was on Kickstarter late last year. And it's a very nice deck. The front of the box is History of Titanic Luxury Ocean Liner playing cards, and you see the back end of the bottom of the boat with all the engines there, the whatchamacallit, and a whole bunch of workers on there. It says Titanic playing cards on one side and the other. Titanic on top. Propellers, that's what I wanted to say, propellers. At the bottom, the Barclay Mountain logo and information. And it says that it's printed in China. Oh boy. And the back, it says Titanic. These playing cards illustrate the history of the RMS Titanic that sank in the early morning, April 15th, 1912. And it shows you facing the back of a card. No seal. On the flaps, you get the flags of the, the White Star Lines. And the tuck is, by the way, kind of like a matte finish. You do get a boarding pass inside. White Star Line Titanic. Permission granted to come aboard. Oh goody. And the other side, information. It's Charlotte Appleton. I actually got one of these from their original Titanic project. It's more of an official. This is just a printed playing card. I'm assuming everyone got the same one, but I don't know for sure. It'd have to be though. And the reason I got these as well, of course, as I mentioned, is because I do have the other Titanic decks that Robert put out about a year ago, whatever it was, some time ago. They're beautiful cards. I really like them, and I thought that this would be a nice, and do think it is a nice companion to go with those decks. More information. So here we get the Jokers, and they're not really Jokers. They don't even say Joker, but they got the flags in the corners. This one says White Star Line was a prominent British shipping company founded in 1845. Operated a fleet of clipper ships to sail between Britain and Australia. Today, of course, it's most famous for their Olympic-class ocean liners, including the ill-fated Titanic, with the logo on the bottom. Here's the back design. It's the same as the other Titanic decks below. I think it's been recolored a little bit, and it is mirror image this time. Then we get this card with a dickhead on it, a deuce. We'll say he is a guy who was a businessman, served as the chairman and managing director of White Star Line, Joseph Bruce Ismay, and he came to attention as the highest-ranking international attention as the highest-ranking White Star official who survived the wreck. And of course, he was subject to severe criticism, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I can understand he's got all this money, all this power. He's going to want to get out of there fast. But, like the captain, he should have stayed on this ship and gone down with it and let other people go. But obviously he's one of those wealthy, greedy pricks like Trump. Anyways, moving along. That's exactly what Donald Trump would do. He would do the same thing. He'd say, screw you, I'm out of here. Anyways, I guarantee you. This is the other Joker. I'm going to call it a Joker. It's information on Titanic. Says Titanic was launched on May 31st, 1911, in the presence of 100,000 onlookers, in keeping with the White Star Line's traditional policy. The ship was not formally named or christened with champagne. The ship was towed to a fitting out berth where her engines, funnels, and interior were finished. Now the other cards, here's the Ace of Spades. It says it was the largest passenger ship when it entered service. It was 269 meters or 882 feet in length, and the largest man-made moving object on Earth at the time. Of course, the ships today kind of eclipse that. All the cards just have information on different aspects, different memorials from the Titanic, different people who are on the Titanic, different aspects of the Titanic, facts, just all sorts of information. Really cool. I don't know if I'm going to go through all the cards because I'm running out of things to say. Here's the one on the back of the box. But it's really cool, really informative. Lots of great details in there. Robert did a good job. He's got other decks that are similar to this and more that he's planning. But I don't know if I'll get them or not. This one I got specifically because I wanted it as a companion piece to go with my Titanic decks, and I thought it was, good information to have, obviously. So that is that. we'll leave it at that for now. Obviously they're usable if you want to use it for playing cards or, whatever. Not so much for Magic or anything because obviously lots going on there, but it's good just to have for information. And it's also good to play cards. The indexes are easy to read, fairly standard. I do have a problem though with the quality of the cards. This one actually isn't as bad as another deck of his I'm going to review probably tomorrow's video. It printed by what is it? WP or WJP, WJ Printing, that's it. WJ Printing in China, which printed a couple of other decks of his in the past, but they were much better quality than these ones. You can see, not the greatest quality wise, and very, very flimsy, thin playing cards. I was pretty disappointed. They do have some embossing, some kind of a linen finish, but not much of a finish, I would say. But quality wise, it's not great, but it's mostly kind of a souvenir deck, so it's probably on par with a souvenir deck quality. I do like the artwork, or, well, what artwork there is. I do like, the overall. I like the deck. I like the information I found within it. Thought it was very, very good, very useful, and, finding out more about the ship itself, the people that were on it, and some of the survivors, some of the victims. All sorts of interesting facts. Like the fact that one guy is in here somewhere. I don't know which card it is. I don't remember the name. He had a key to this locker that had the binoculars in it. But last minute, they took him off the ship, replaced him with somebody else. And in the process of doing that, he forgot to give him the key. So they didn't have binoculars, and that is partially why they crashed. And another one is information on how this one guy who was there gave the order to turn the ship. And of course, they had impacted the iceberg on the side, and that, was the damaging blow. And that had they not done that, had they gone straight through it, they probably would not have sunk. Of course, you don't know for sure. One little thing that was mentioned to me a long time ago that I trying to take to heart is that these people said nothing can sink the ship, not even God. And guess what? He put an iceberg right in the middle of the pathway and he sunk it. Of course, some people are going to say, no, that's not true, or there's no such thing as God or whatever. Believe whatever you want, but I like to believe that to some extent is what might have happened. And you don't ever say, stuff like that, because obviously it could happen. But anyways, overall, this deck I would give it 6.5 out of 10. I like the information on it, and the pictures that are on there, and the back design's nice. Tuck case is pretty nice. It's a good tuck case. But the quality is not quite on par. But that is that. You can check it out at his website, barclaymountain.com. Don't know if anyone else carrying it. And that is that. Let me know what you think. Of course, check out collectibleplayingcards.com. Use the code VJOS8 to save 10% on the order. Comment, rate, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.